think what I like about it for us anyways, the positive side is the fact that we have like mixed crowd.
Yeah,
you got the younger generation, we got our generation, and you got like
But
our
going to the
parent
60s.
generation. Do you know what I mean? So when you get that, like, oh, I like what you people are doing, all that stuff. The aunties, it's like it's nice to hear it. The fact that they respect what we're doing, the fact that they're taking time out to listen, it means we're on the right path.
I feel
so
some
that,
of us,
that's what I like.
especially where we come from as well. Yeah, some of us weren't allowed to speak to our parents. Like my daughter, for example, she thinks my mum is cool like her grandma, and I'm like, the way like she doesn't believe that my mum used to beat me. She's like, what, grandma? I'm like, what? The way she used to rub me that slipper. You really know? She's like, yeah. Sometimes she says it, but she never does it. I'm like, no, she used to do it. She used to do it.
Follow through.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? So, because of we're sharing our experiences online as well, I feel like the new gen, like let's say the 15 to 21 year old who's watching our pod, is sitting now watching it with their parents. Say, look, mum, I couldn't tell you, but Marvin said it. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So now mum's thinking, okay. So that's what you wanted to say to you, but you couldn't say to me. You know what I mean? So I think there's that as well.
You're right, especially that. Remember the one we talked about when we talked about how, you know, like our native language, like Yoruba or you speaking Luganda, how parents are like disappointed their kids not being able to speak, but it's like, yo, you never took the time out to teach them. And that resonated with like a lot of like parents. Like, yo,
they didn't have the time though. I can't lie to you.
You lot right.
When I think about back in the day, like, brother, my mum and dad did not have the time. They were worrying about just
2 jobs,
just getting by.
Bills. I'm like,
But that's the thing. Like, I feel like I feel very blessed to the fact that, don't get me wrong, we might not always get it right, but in most part, people know that we're here for the positive message. You know what I'm saying? And even when we talk about topics like that, one thing that I feel like we've always managed to do is make sure we don't shy away from our Africanness, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that whole topic of languages, we did an episode each in our native languages, one in Igbo, one in Yoruba, and one in Luganda. And it was done to show people that I might not be the best Luganda speaker, but I'm going to speak it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't speak their language because they get made fun of. You know, people laugh at them, and most times because their parents didn't have the time to teach them the language. And I feel like when you have episodes like that where you're able to be vulnerable, that's when you're gonna have a connection with people.
But don't you think it's interesting, this whole language thing? Because when you speak to a lot of like Africans or parents about it, a lot of them will say stuff like, either sometimes the schools would say to the parent that your child's English is not the best because of the way you're speaking to them at home. So some parents stop talking to their kids for that reason, so they can learn English better.
I wish to do that with me.